and welcome to this month's DIY project. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a potting bench. Now it's really cold at the moment, but spring is just around the corner, so you're going to want somewhere where you can pot and sow all of your seeds and plants. So yes, I'm going to be showing you how to make this potting bench, but this can be changed in size depending on whether you want it to fit a certain space. As always, all dimensions are going to be up in the blog, so you don't need to write anything down. So this month I'll be showing you how to make the table, and then next month I'm going to be showing you how to make lots of accessories to make your life easier this spring. So I'll run through all of the tools and materials that you will need. I actually bought all of my materials. It cost around, I think it's just under £50 for all of the materials. However, you can substitute some bits for pallets, but at the moment I couldn't find any. So I have gone and bought some. So these are the slats that you're going to need for your tables. So yeah, those are the ones that you can replace with pallets if you wish. We have this lovely square chunky wood. All of this wood has been treated, so these are going to make your frames, and then as I said, they're going to make the slats, and then these are going to make the support posts for it to stand up. And then we've got some screws. We have some nice long 60mm screws, and then we've got some shorter ones for our slats. Tape measure, skill saw, might want to sand it all down afterwards and paint it. Obviously got my favourite mitre saw, and then we've got our two drills set up, the impact driver and the drill, and that's already got a 5mm drill bit in it for our pilot holes. So yes, let's get cracking. First of all, we are going to start with our two frames that we're going to have a shelf at the bottom of the potting bench, and then this is going to be the tabletop. So I've already just cut a square off of the end of this, and I've stuck it down there, which then helps me balance the wood while I'm trying to cut it. So we're going to be making our potting table 60cm wide, and we're going to make it 1.2 metres in length. So you need to cut 4 of these at 60cm and 4 of them at 110cm, and that is going to give us a lovely rectangle. Now I am using the mitre saw with this. It's going to give us those lovely square edges that we need. However, you can do this with a hand saw or a skill saw. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult to get those nice square cuts. So I shall cut these now. There you go, I have cut all the wood, I've put half of it to one side, and then I've laid this out on the table with the 60cm pieces on the outside and the 1.10 on the inside. So now I'm just going to show you how I'm going to screw this all together. So you want to take your 5mm drill bit, and you're just going to go right through the centre here. We are going to make our pilot hole. Like so. We're going to grab one of our 66cm screws, and there you go, that's it. And now I'm just going to do the same on the other sides. Just want to make sure that these are nice and flush everywhere. Now I've made up one frame, I'm just going to check whether it's square. Now to do this, you need to put your tape measure on one corner, run diagonally, and remember that measurement there. Then you need to go from the other corner to the other side and see if that measurement's the same. Now if it's not, you can twist your frame to make it a little bit more square, but mine is perfect. So now I am going to put a support bracket right in the centre here. So I'm going to measure the distance between here and the inside points. I'm going to cut this to size, slot it in the middle there, and then I'm going to screw in from either side in the centre. Now we have one frame made. I am going to repeat this whole process and make a second one. So now I have made the two frames, I need to cut the slats down to go on top. Now because we've made our frames to 1.2 metres long, I have 2.4 metres length of slats, so that means I just need to cut it in half. So again, I'm going to use my mitre saw for this, and it's going to be super simple. It's going to measure at 1.2. Okay, so now all the slats are cut down to size. I am going to be using 4 of them on the base and I'm going to be using 6 of them on the top. If you want to use more or less, that's completely up to you. All I'm going to do is space these evenly. So as I said, this is the bottom shelf, so I've got some nice big gaps in between for anything to fall through. This is mainly just going to be used for sort of seedling trays and pots and compost. So this is going to be absolutely fine. I have worked this out, so you want 105mm in between each slat here. So I'm just going to fix in place these 2 slats because they won't be moving. We want them flush with the top. So I'm going to get our drill bit. And these, we've got the shorter screws. One at the end and one in the middle. And then I'm going to work my way up, measuring 105mm in between each one. Next we want to grab our really chunky wood. These are going to be the legs of our potting table. So I'm going to have the front legs cut out at 90cm, and then the rest of this timber, which leaves 1.5 metres, is going to be the back legs. And that's going to give us sort of a canvas that we can then put up a piece of trellis or more cladding, and then you can hang bits to it. So all we need to do is cut this down to 90 centimetres, and we'll do exactly the same on the other one. Now this is great because you can make it any height you want. So if you want to make it suitable for children, you can make it really short, or if you're in a wheelchair, you can make it that perfect height. So this is now the tricky bit where we've got to try and attach our legs, which is going to be a little bit difficult with only one pair of hands. But we're going to make it easier by measuring 250mm up on the wood there. So now we know that is our height that we want this bit of wood to come to. So you can place it onto your frame and then find that pencil mark on the inside there. And as soon as you hit that, and everything's square, you can take your pilot drill double check we're on our line, because of course we want this to stand up straight. So I'm just going to grab my pilot drill. I'm going to go in with 2 screws on this. So we're just going to get our first screw in to make it easier. Make sure it's really tight in there. Perfect. And now I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. There are the legs on. So we've got the shorter ones at the front and these taller ones at the back. So the base is 25cm off the ground, and then we're just going to sit our second frame in here. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky for me because you really need a couple of pair of hands for this, so bear with me, and if it looks like I'm struggling, it probably is because I am. This is really starting to take shape now. Really pleased with how this is turning out. So now we just need to clad the top. Okay, so now that it's all fixed in place, I have added my slats. So as I said, I've got 6 slats for the top, and I'm going to fix the front and the back one in place and then stagger the centre ones evenly. So like always, So take my pilot drill. The shorter screws and screw it in place. Now, as I said, we want to make these as centre as possible. So what I've got is I've got a couple of packers here. They're about the right size for the spacing. I'm just going to wedge the pieces of wood together with the packers in between. I'm just going to work from the front to the back with the packers in place. That is all finished for this month. So we've got the top on, we've got the base on, and it's all nice and sturdy. So you can buy these quite cheaply offline, but I'm afraid the materials will not be as good a quality and it will probably end up breaking within a year's time. So this is a really strong, sturdy construction and it is looking fab. So next month I'm going to show you how to finish the top there, and we're going to be adding lots of accessories to it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you have got any questions, please do get onto Ironhouse social media and I will answer as many as I can. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one.